Right. Hello and welcome to a special edition of the Dungeon Nurse podcast. I'm joined today, as always, by the lovely Midnight Wolf and the boy. Say hello, boy.
Hi.
This is going to be a shorter edition than what we normally do. And essentially, this is going to be me and Midnight asking an 8-year-old questions regarding both Warhammer 40,000, Warhammer Age of Sigmar a little bit maybe, and Dungeons and Dragons, for his insight and experience on the matter. Because he is a wise man when it comes to those things, aren't you, boy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially about the
Take your time.
D&D side.
Warhammer,
Goliath Barbarian.
especially about Goliath, but yes. Yes, you are much a learned soul than the Goliath Barbarian. We are all too aware of that. No one can match you in your knowledge of that.
Gonna be 90% of laugh.
Yeah. Right. Boy.
Yeah.
Let's start off pretty simply by starting off with Warhammer 40,000. So, why don't you tell the audience, what is your favourite 40k army or faction? What's your favourite one?
Angels.
Can you say that again?
Dark Angels.
Dark Angels. Right. Now, we've spoken about this before to the audience in our podcast before, about how, and there's a dog barking where I am, about how you love the Dark Angels. Now, why do you like the Dark Angels so much?
First Legion.
Because they're the First Legion. Alright,
They also have cool Terminators.
they've got cool... Do you know what? That's a good reason for liking the... You like the Deathwing.
Yeah.
Do you like the Ravenwing as much? You know, their second company.
Bit.
But not as much as the Deathwing.
Yeah.
You like the Deathwing...
Much.
You like the Deathwing more. Okay.
Yeah.
That's understandable. In fact, you're one of the first people I've ever met who likes Dark Angels that actually is more of a Deathwing fanboy. I can relate though. That's cool. So you like the Deathwing, but I also know for a fact that you don't just like them in 40k. You also really like the different look that they have for Horus Heresy, don't you?
Yeah.
Because instead of the Calibanite green they're in that black and red mix, and you've always been a sucker for that, haven't you?
Yeah.
Alright then. So, is there Primarch... Can you tell me who the Primarch for the Dark Angels is?
Michael Johnson.
Okay. And is he also your favourite Primarch?
Yes.
Why is he your favourite Primarch?
Because he's a Primarch of the Dark Angels.
And that's it, it's as simple as that.
Yes.
By default of being the father of the Blood Angels, of the Dark Angels Legion, he is therefore the most badass and the best.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, can appreciate that. We covered your favourite thing in 40k. What's your favourite thing in D&D?
Goliath Barbarians.
Goliath Barbarians, right. Now you've only ever played one, and that was Arisan Bear Killer Gaffer Kanafi, weren't it?
Yeah.
And what was his job?
Bodyguard.
To who?
The Captain.
Right. To Matael, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And you took that quite seriously, didn't you?
Yeah.
Because you threatened multiple other players if they didn't toe the line. That was always funny.
Yeah.
But you have played other things other than Goliath Barbarians.
Yeah.
So other than Goliaths, I mean, it's like your current character that you're going to be doing for the next game. I don't know which game it is, but I know that you've got it planned. Oh, I think it's for my campaign, isn't it? It's Leonine.
Yeah.
That's for my campaign, isn't it?
No, Danny.
Whose?
The Masters.
The Masters.
Yeah, that's with the Masters campaign. I don't think we actually had one for yours. Because, what was the reasoning? I can't remember why there was a reason. There was a reason. I can't remember it right now.
I remember why. The Master wasn't going to take part, so he was going to stay at home with him and the boy, and you was only going to take part in my campaign.
Yeah.
That was why. Because we was going to play a much more adult and darker campaign up at mine.
Yeah.
Because we are, for obvious reasons, we have to tone it down for the boy, which is why he hasn't been able to join in. Actually, that was something I wanted to ask you about. Boy,
Yeah.
how annoyed were you that you couldn't join in on Black Crusade?
Not that annoyed.
You didn't mind not being able to play a 40k RPG?
I did really, really want to play.
Yes. But don't say that you didn't mind because you used to complain that you couldn't join in.
Yeah.
Well, then you did mind, didn't you?
Yeah. Kind of.
And you wanted to play as a fallen angel, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we might be bringing back Black Crusade eventually, and if we do, it'll be a lot toned down, and you can come back as a fallen, and you can come in as a fallen angel if you want.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
It's just Mummy's going to have to tone down her actions as well, aren't you, Mummy?
It's fine. I will play a nicer character.
It's kind of hard. I always maintain I find it hilarious how the evil campaign we played, I got more teamwork from you than in any good campaign we've ever played in the last 3 years.
What?
Yeah. Well, it's going to be quite interesting.
I think it's because everyone, again, had a defined role, and it was as simple as that.
Yeah. I think that really helps.
So, boy, you like... What's your favourite thing about 40k, aside from the Dark Angels?
Deathwing Terminators.
Deathwind Terminators. Did you know that Space Marines have been announced for Aeronautica Imperialis?
Wow.
Uh,
I didn't know that.
yeah, they got announced quite a few months ago. They haven't been released yet, but they're, you know how you got the starter sets for like the Imperial Navy and Orcs and the Imperial Guard and Tau?
Yeah.
Well, they're doing one for Space Marines and Eldar.
That'll be interesting. Coming out.
The Eldar planes look really good. That's probably your favourite game to play because you get bored very quickly with base 40k, don't you?
Not that much.
No, but I know that I think you get bored watching it after a while, but if you was playing it, it'd be a bit different, but you're still a little bit...
Yeah.
We'll get you playing some games soon.
Plus,
You
I
c-
also don't have that much of an army.
Well, you can borrow mine, can't you? I've got 2.
No, Dark Angels.
I've got 2. You can borrow mine. Just use my Sons of the Phoenix as a Dark Angel successor.
Okay.
Alright?
Okay.
And you can just... Because plus I've got a Dreadnought, so you can use that. I know you don't like the Primaris, because... yeah, that's something else I wanted to talk to you about. Why don't you like Primaris?
I do a little bit.
I know for a fact you prefer all of the older stuff.
Yeah.
Because you flat out told me you don't want to take Primaris in your Dark Angels. And you told your mum that.
Yeah.
And you told the Master that. You don't want Primaris in your Dark Angels army.
Yeah.
Why is that?
as cool as the normal ones.
Ha! You hear that, Games Workshop? An 8-year-old's telling you they don't look as cool. It's official. if kind of like proves the whole point. If an 8-year-old don't think they look as cool. Now, why don't you think they look as cool? Is that because of what you've heard us say, or is that just your own opinion?
No, because the other ones, the ones that I've got, normal ones.
Yeah, you've got Primaris. You don't have any Deathwing.
Remember the army that I'm going for?
Yeah. But you don't have any Deathwing yet.
Ah,
Every time you're about to get something for your army, you misbehave and then you don't get it.
sometimes.
No, every time you've been about to get something for your army, you've misbehaved.
Well, that is most of the time, but mostly some of the time.
Honest to God, if you behaved more, you'd have an army about the same size as the Master.
Yeah. He loves orcs.
Yes, he does love
Got
orcs.
all orcs in a cupboard. Well, past the cupboard.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got your favourite thing in D&D is Goliaths, and your favourite race in D&D is Goliaths, and your favourite class is Barbarian.
Yeah.
Okay, your favourite thing in 40k is Dark Angels.
Yep.
But that's not because of the knight aspect, is it? You just like the look of them and everything like that, don't you?
Yeah. Also, the night. I haven't actually seen the night
Well,
at all.
the whole idea of the Dark Angels is that is, and Mummy will probably agree with me on this. There's very much like a knight aspect to them. Like a lot of their lore and a lot of their characters are heavily based off of, in my opinion, they are like the Knights of the Round Table. I've always got that feel very strongly with the Dark Angels. I don't know about you, Midnight.
Yeah, I quite like the Dark Angels, but then I like the hooded robes of them.
Yeah, but what I mean is, I've always got like a Knights of the Round Table vibe with the Dark Angels.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I fully understand that.
Whereas the Black Templars,
Table like that.
yeah, whereas the Black Templars are more like the Crusading Knights, of like the Knights Templar or the Teutonic Order. So it's like there's two very different kinds of knightly outlooks with the two of them. So that's always the impression I've got from the Dark Angels anyway, that especially with all of their secrecy and everything like that, it just, only trust those within the inner circle. It screams Arthurian legend, and all they're missing is goddamn Merlin, and even then they've kind of got him with with their librarian, but and they've even, especially because Luther going traitor and everything like that, it's very much like Lancelot turning his back on Arthur. You know what I mean? So that's the impression I've always got from them. Now, never mind 40k. You also love D&D. I know for a fact that you like D&D.
Yeah.
But you have also gone through more shifts than any other player I've known. You will flat out refuse to play with certain DMs.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because the first one we played with, well, I played with,
Was me.
no,
Yep.
the second one.
No, I was your first DM. The second one was Shadow Dragon.
Like Goliath.
Yeah, I was the first one. It was for a very short period of time, and then we went into the Shadow Dragons campaign, Mummy knows
Yeah.
who that is.
Why?
And you stopped playing entirely with him.
Yeah.
Now, why is that?
Because he was really, really annoying.
Okay. How is he? How is he really, really annoying?
He wasn't that good.
Why? Why?
DM.
He would. Right. Why wasn't he that good of a DM? Now, bearing in mind, at the time that you was playing this, you was about what, 5, 6?
Maybe 1 year, 4?
No, I think he was about 6 when he was playing in that campaign, wasn't he?
No. That was 2 years ago. We played 4 years ago.
No, that campaign was 3 years ago, so he was 5.
Yeah.
So
I was 4.
so at you wasn't 4 when you was playing that. You was 5. So you decided that you just. Now, why wasn't he very good?
Because he put us up at super hard to kill monsters.
Okay, and that in your mind is a. Was there any other reasons that you didn't like it?
Yeah.
What were some of the other reasons?
I've only got one other reason. It was just annoying in general.
Right. So
Right, okay.
so he was.
What was your favourite bit of playing your barbarian?
Raging.
Yeah, you liked raging, didn't you?
Yeah. That is literally the only thing I did.
No, I wouldn't say that was I wouldn't say that was the only thing you did. You also
Either rage or hit things with my axe.
had the ability to move along the conversation with an NPC very, very quickly
Yeah.
by just losing your temper and getting bored.
Threatening.
Yes. That's why I always maintain you've been one of the best barbarians I've ever had in the party, because you would legitimately just get bored and just be like, right, this is taking too long. Hurry it up or I'm killing you. And and obviously as you've gotten older, you know you can't do that in every conversation. Don't you?
Yeah.
But you haven't played a barbarian for several years now. In fact, you've played a rogue. Your new one is a paladin druid.
I played a rogue, a paladin druid, a barbarian.
You've played a ranger
Yeah, and that's it.
because you almost got Demaster killed in a game.
First game of Curse of Strahd.
Yeah, first game of Curse of Strahd, when you shot the skeleton as Demaster was approaching it. And it attacked the nearest thing to it, which was Demaster, and you almost got one-shotted by a skeleton.
It's literally on about 1 health left.
Yes, because I remember that, because I remember Demaster being very, very irritated with you, just like, why did you do that?
Yes.
My favourite moment with you is probably the tsunami.
What tsunami?
When you cut the tsunami in half.
Oh yeah.
That's probably one of my favourite moments with you when we've played.
Yeah,
Be-
using my axe
Because of-
earthquake.
Yeah, you... Because people would just give you so much crap. You was ridiculously overpowered just from your items. So you cutting through the tsunami, because that was your idea, is because you've got about a 50-50 split for really good ideas and really dumb ones.
Because I'm really, really good at rolling really, really high dice rolls.
Oh yeah, I know, which is why it's been brilliant whenever we played Star Trek together. Because you fail everything, because you're getting high dice rolls. It's like I said to Mummy, finally I found a game that will trip him up. Your high dice rolls mean nothing here, boy. They mean nothing. You've been a really, really good player. And although I say you got a 50-50 split for good ideas to bad ideas, that's still a better ratio than some of our other players. For good.
Yeah, like
For-
I count by cutting the tsunami in half.
Yeah, but there's other things that you've come up with as well that have surprised everyone in the moment. But then there's been other ideas. Normally, if you've had too much sugar, or if you're overexcited because you've missed a few games.
Or really, really angry in the game. I just say.
If you get overexcited, you don't think things through, which is when your bad ideas come out. But if you're more chill, your good ideas come out a little bit more. That's something I've noticed with you.
Yeah.
But all in all, your decision making tends to be on par with some of our players who think that they're the best players in the game. And that,
Like you.
oh no, I'm not one of the best players in the game. I'm far from it. I like to think I'm a good role player, but I'm not good when it comes to coming up with plans.
I'm really, really good.
You are good, but you also come up with some really dumb ones, boy.
Yeah, like I thought of cutting the tsunami in half.
Yeah,
Thought of that.
yeah, I know. We've already gone over that one. Is that the only idea you can remember that you came up with?
No,
What other ideas can you remember coming up with?
I remember when he destroyed my dad's character.
I was waiting for him to make reference there. Yeah, yes. When your dad's character made a reappearance or a cameo in another game several years after your dad stopped playing with us, and you killed him.
Yeah.
And I remember that because you told him when he came to pick you up the next day. Because you looked at him and went, I killed you last night. And then you just walked out and he was like, what? And then we explained to him how his character had appeared. Because his character was just a bad guy. Even he admitted that. And yeah, and you killed him. And you was really pleased with yourself for that.
That was
Which-
actually a bit fun.
Yeah, killing your father. Why the hell not? What's now? Would you prefer when it comes to roleplay? Do you prefer like more science fiction, like Star Trek or 40k, or do you prefer more fantasy, like D&D?
More fantasy like D&D.
You prefer fantasy.
Yeah.
I know that you did enjoy playing Star Trek though,
Yeah.
but you preferred D&D.
Yeah.
Is that because there's more players, there's more people involved?
Or players.
Yeah. It's harder to get people invested in Star Trek, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you came up with some pretty okay ideas in Star Trek, but it wasn't able to flesh it out so much because it was a rush game, wasn't it? So hopefully in the future we'll be able to do more with the characters that you made. You was gonna... Oh, that's it, your Star Wars character. We made your Star Wars character, didn't we? And you was gonna play as pretty much R2-D2, weren't you?
Yeah, just R36. No.
R3D16 or H16 or something like that. That was it. R3H8. No, it's H8 because you're 8 years old.
No. I thought of H9.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was supposed to be your age.
No.
Right, so it's R3H9 and And yeah, you was going to be my astromech droid, weren't you? On my
Yeah.
ship. Yeah.
On the ship.
But you was also going to be at play sometimes as the Wookiee, weren't you?
Yeah.
That was a fun first game. You wasn't there for that, but that was a really fun first game with what they did to those stormtroopers.
What did they do?
I'm glad that you weren't there. Let's just put it that way. So, have you ever thought about doing any other armies for 40k other than Dark Angels?
Only one.
I'm gonna. You thought about
I thought of going Space Wolves.
Space Wolves, so the rivals to the Dark Angels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that because
Second or third league.
no, the Space Wolves are the 6th.
Ah.
Second Legion is lost, and the 3rd Legion are the Emperor's children, buddy.
Ah, yeah.
Do you remember what my favourite Legion is?
Yep.
What's my favourite Legion?
Can't remember that.
You just said that you did remember it.
Sons of Horus.
Sons. I do like the Sons of Horus, and I'm impressed that you remembered their name. But
I'm kind of proud.
yeah, bearing in mind nobody does them. It's just kudos to you. You remembered them.
Right, so I can't remember the first part of their name, but I remember it's Knight.
Well, that is the
Knight.
no. Night Lords.
He was going to name an army Black Knights. I can't remember what army he was going to do. One of those custom ones. He had a momentary flipper.
Who, me or him?
The boy.
Yeah.
Momentary blip and he was
No.
naming Dark Knight.
No. My favourite Legion are the Night Lords.
Yeah.
Can you remember their Primarch?
Yep.
Who is he?
Can't remember that one.
You just said that you could remember their Primarch.
The Dark Knight.
No. You're close.
Yeah.
No, it's
That was what he was called.
no. He's not called that. He is based off of the Dark Knight, as in Batman, but he's not. He's not called the Dark Knight. You are close though. Knight. You can't remember, can you? It's been a while, isn't it, since we've spoken about this.
Yeah.
Night
Been
Haunter.
about 3 years.
It hasn't been 3 years. Don't be overly dramatic. It's been about 4 months.
No.
Yeah, no, it's been longer than that. Probably about almost a year now.
Yeah. Because you talked about that in 2019.
All right, get out.
Don't argue with the boy with
No, his nickname was the Night Haunter, but his real name was Conrad Kurz,
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
and they were the 8th Legion.
Yeah.
What's Mummy's favourite Legion?
I know this one.
Do ya?
Chaos.
Chaos isn't a Legion.
1,000 Suns.
There we go.
That's it. If you got that wrong, there's a problem somewhere.
Do you know who their Primarch is?
Magnus Thread.
Well done, fucking brilliant.
Mummy's got Magnus Thread.
Yes, she does. She's got him in his Demon Prince form, hasn't she?
Yeah.
Yep.
With the wings and everything.
Yeah. Do you know what number they are? You probably can't remember.
No.
No, they are the 15th Legion.
Okay.
I always mix them up with the Death Guard, who are the 14th.
It's only one off.
Yeah, it is only one off. And Damaster just doesn't like Space Marines that much, does he?
He just loves
Yeah, he just
Stomper called Matilda.
yes, he does. I always forget him. Well, in defence, he may have a stomper called Matilda, but Mummy's got two what they
Night.
yeah, but Mummy hasn't named the knight yet, has she?
No.
No, I haven't got round to it.
No, and you've
We've
got
also got some kill cans.
yes, that Mummy was going to paint up as Coke, Pepsi, and what was the third one?
Well, I was going to make them like fizzy drinks, but then I decided I'd make them into Nuka-Cola bottles.
Oh, that was it. You was going to race them off a Nuka-Cola, different Nuka-Cola, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, as if they were like
Quantum, a cherry, and a standard Nuki.
yeah, and I always thought.
With the white imprint on the
Yeah, I know you haven't started on that yet, but that's going to look brilliant when you do it.
I've based the base one, but because the colours, I'm having a real issue trying to find the right colours.
Well, especially the quantum one.
I know, it's like luminous blue.
Oh,
I'm so tired.
just an idea, one that might work. You remember? Yeah, well, you remember the old turquoise colour I used.
White.
You remember the old turquoise colour I used to use for my Empire army?
Yeah,
That might be the right blue for you.
it is highly possible. I'll have to
Just,
have a look.
just a thought. If you're looking for that kind of blue, I don't know if they still make that turquoise, but that might be the closest you'll get to like a quantum colour. Other than obviously using glow in the dark paint.
Which we do have.
Not the right glow in the dark. You've got a green one. Quantum glows blue.
Yeah, no, I think they're
And
better
if
as
and
the
I know for a
light
fact,
colours.
I know for a fact, yeah. If Mummy was to use the green one, it would
Oh,
bug the
fine.
hell out of her that it was the wrong colour.
Well, no, if I was, it was one of those, I have to invest myself into getting a wet palette. If
Yeah.
I could mix that with the blue, with the soul spine, the soul spine, that's not even a colour thing, workshop, that's a completely different thing altogether. But no, the soul
Yeah.
colour, then I might be able to, 'cause it's quite a, it merges quite well with different colours anyway. So I
Well,
might
we'll
have
have
to
to
have a play
see.
around.
Yeah, just have a like play around on some tester models or
If
something.
anyone has got that kind of a colour, please let me know.
Yeah, if you've got any recommendations for getting the right look for Nuka-Cola Quantum on killer cans, please let us know in the comments.
Well, no one's done it yet.
No, I know, that's the annoying thing. But if you have any ideas, please let us know. But Mummy also has cookie and cream, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Her two...
Eldrake.
Yeah, that's it, Eldrakes. For some reason, I can never remember what they're called recently. And you're going to be getting a third one at some point, aren't you?
Probably
Yeah,
more so for Christmas because the boys have bought me a Defiler
Yes.
for my birthday.
Yes. And...
So I've got to find a name for him and everything else. So he will be strutting around.
Isn't your Hellbrute called Strawberry Shortcake or something like that?
No, I don't have a Hellbrute.
No, not Hellbrute. What's it? Bloody Molder Fiend, that's it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Or is it a Forge Fiend?
It's a Forge Fiend. It's a
Yeah.
long range.
Yeah, the plasma... Well, you say long range, it's plasma cannons.
Long range.
3 plasma
Come on,
cannons.
we play on like a 4-foot wide table.
Yeah.
Not enough for a business me and cat on.
What do you call your Forge Fiend? It does have a name.
I know he has a name. I cannot remember its name.
Are you going to do that as well, boy? Are you going to name your vehicles?
Who?
Are you going to name your vehicles?
Yes.
Because I've named mine.
Huh?
Yeah. I've named my Dreadnought and my Bile Predator.
What?
Well, my Bile Predator is named oh crap, what was it? Flame Blood? Yeah, Flame Blood. Because it's the Bile Predator with the Flamestorm cannon. And my Dreadnought is named Rhynanor. as a reference to the Emperor's Children character Rydenor, who I love and who's awesome.
How is he all?
Because he dies essentially telling Fulgrim, who's a demon Primarch,
Yeah, like Magnus.
yeah, to F off. He sets off a virus bomb in Fulgrim's face.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you know the song.
Yeah,
You know the song? That's Rydenor.
yeah,
Brilliant song, that. Absolutely love it.
yeah.
Perfect example of why 40k can be turned into anything, even a Broadway musical. Now, I'm surprised that you wouldn't want to do an orc army. Actually, you would.
Yeah.
Uh,
I got my own bikes.
yes, you do. Demaster had some spare bikes that he didn't want, and he gave them to you, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you wanted to. You was going to make him into your own thing and paint them up, but you're not. Are you going to do a large orc army or a rather small one and have your main army?
Large.
You'd have a large orc army. Would it be bigger than your Dark Angels?
No.
No. You dark.
Having a huge Dark Angels army.
Yeah, you want to do like the entire chapter, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
And then I'll have a medium orc army. Like with one Stomper and a couple of others.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of bikes though.
Yes.
Just bikes. Whole things
Just-
made.
Just an orc army made up of bikes. You're not going to do the Ravenwing because you don't need to do the Ravenwing. You have orcs.
No, I will still do the Raven Wing.
Ah, right. You just really like bikes.
Yes.
Right.
Thing in 40k. Just bikes.
Okay. So, obviously there's been loads of new things that have been announced for 40k recently. You might have heard of some of it in passing when I mentioned it to either Mummy or Demaster, but did you hear us mention Warhammer Plus recently?
No.
Alright, do you want to know what Warhammer Plus is?
Yeah.
Warhammer Plus is like Netflix, but for Warhammer.
Yeah.
It's going to have shows on there to watch, like animated shows.
Like.
Well, one of the shows that's been announced for it is Angels of Death, which is about the Blood Angels. Another one is called Hammer and Bolter. But Hammer and Bolter is... So like each episode is just like a mini story, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So each episode is a separate episode. So one episode of Hammer and Bolter might be about the Eldar facing Ultramarines. Another one might be about Orcs facing Imperial Guards. Another one might be about Age of Sigmar, despite the fact that no one cares about it. Another one might be about the Space Wolves. Some stuff like that, okay? Yes, Space Wolves.
What's their name, Harry? What's their proper name?
Volker Pendleton.
There we go. That's the first time I've said Space Wolves, and you haven't corrected me in almost a year.
Because I've been waiting. For this particular moment. I have.
What else has been announced for it? The Exodite is another one, which is probably going to be about the Eldar. Yep. Black Talon. I don't know much about that. I think that's an Age of Sigmar one. Black Talon. What else we got? Interrogator, which is about the Inquisition. You might not know much about the Inquisition. You just know that they exist, really, those, don't you?
Huh?
The Inquisition.
About what?
Who wasn't paying
No, he wasn't paying attention. Do you know anything about the Inquisition?
No.
No. Well, an interrogator is a rank in the Inquisition, so it's going to be about that. Another one is called High Lords. You've got Pariah Nexus, Iron Within, and Astartes 2. You watched Astartes, didn't you?
No.
Yes, you did.
When?
It was on YouTube. You know that animation of those space marines walking through a ship and killing everyone?
No.
He has watched a lot of YouTube stuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I showed you it though. But
You probably did.
yeah, but he probably can't remember it. Well, another one that they're going to be showing on there is Citadel Color Masterclass. So it's episodes teaching you how to paint up your models and everything in different color schemes.
Yeah.
Battle Report, which will feature. It will be like a video of like them showing like actual games, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And Law
We
Masters.
might have games again.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, this might be the perfect opportunity for you to start playing games again, because obviously with us coming out of lockdown, you're old enough now that you can start an army. Although I will say this to both you and Mummy, don't get in the new starter box sets for Dark Angels because it's bloody horrendous.
How?
Because there's nothing in it that's actually Dark Angels.
I'm guessing the old one then.
The old one isn't available anymore, unfortunately.
No, the older one.
Yeah, it's not available anymore.
Why?
Because they replaced it with the new one that's supposedly better.
Supposedly.
Yeah, I don't think it is. I think the new one's trash. But
Yeah.
because it comes with the only... Right, do you want to know what's in it, boy?
Yeah.
Okay, you
Yeah.
get a Redemptor Dreadnought, like the one I've got. Right?
I love that.
Yeah, but I thought you preferred the older Dreadnought.
Oh yeah.
You like the new one, but I know you preferred the older one. Didn't you?
Yeah.
That's what you told me anyway.
Yeah.
Because you said that you wanted... Because I said I was going to get you that as a Dreadnought, and you said, no, I want the older one.
Yeah.
It comes with a 5-man Primaris Intercessor squad.
Really, Primarius.
With a special sergeant with a sword. It comes with a chaplain, a Primaris chaplain.
Need Primaris.
No, I know. And three, and a
Old one.
yeah, and a 3-man. What they called? You know the jump infantry I've got, boy.
Yeah.
3 of those
Yeah.
for 85 quid.
85
Yeah, it's not worth it. Or I don't think it is anyway.
so I can just get the older Dreadnought.
Well, that's up to you. I thought you preferred the older Dreadnought anyway. But
Yeah,
from
I
what from my understanding, they're phasing out all of the older stuff anyway. As time goes on.
did.
So,
I have always liked the older one.
well, yeah, because that's what you was first exposed to, weren't it?
Does it also look
Okay,
And then the other one.
I can't argue. I cannot argue with you on that because I think a lot of the firstborn stuff looks cooler, as well. I think it just has a better look to it, and a lot of the newer stuff, at least in my opinion, looks too generic.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think, Midnight?
I fan of Primaris anyway. It does look very much the same to me, really.
I mean, except for
Visuality, if not better.
except for maybe a few units, it's not like the old. I think another issue is the older kits, like the tactical squad and everything like that, were so interchangeable with.
It's also so much better.
Yeah, I actually think the older kits were better because of how interchangeable they were. Like you could use chaos bits with the old chaos kit with the imperial kit and interchange them like with so much ease. It was ridiculous, and a lot of the kits were like that. And the newer stuff, they have to be built in certain ways, and that you can't deviate from that.
There is a lot like that nowadays. You don't get very many extra things.
No, like building up a bits box is a lot harder with newer stuff than older stuff. A lot harder. The plastic contemptor is 35 quid. I'll make a mental note of that because I might buy myself.
Second, I just need to go get the charger for my laptop.
Alright then, buddy.
The battery's running low.
Yeah, okay, then go and get it.
No, I can't find the old one online anywhere.
No, because it's not available anymore. They got rid of the old.
Even on eBay.
No. No, because they've all been taken up by people because they knew that they were going to be phased out.
That
Alright then, buddy. The issue is, and I've noticed this with 40k a lot, their specialist games are better and in a lot of ways more faithful to the lore and aren't just trying to push models for money than their newer stuff, if that makes sense. Like, look at Blood Bowl.
I
If-
love it.
Yeah, I know that you love Blood Bowl. I know that if you could get a Blood Bowl team, you'd be beyond happy, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, that's something that we might have to do at some point. We might have to get you a Blood Bowl team sorted.
Yeah.
What team would you want for Blood Bowl?
What teams are?
You wanna what teams are there?
Yeah.
Let's bring them all. Let's check all the teams for you, shall we? That are on Games Workshop because there's some that are available on Forge World. So you got Imperial Nobility, Black Orcs,
Black Hawk.
Necromancers,
Yeah.
Chaos Chosen, Lizardmen, Skaven,
Yeah.
Standard Orcs,
Standard Orc.
Snotlings.
Not them.
Yeah, Snotlings are like a type of greenskin that are even smaller than goblins. Halflings.
Goblin.
Yeah, they're even smaller than goblins. Goblins, Snotlings. Halflings, elves, and goblins.
Yeah. I'm thinking.
Oh, and dark. Oh, there's some more here. Dark elves, humans, dwarves, ogres,
Definitely.
Nurgle, another undead team, wood elves, and I think that's all the teams. Yeah, the rest are like special characters and stuff. So you'd want to do a human team.
Yeah.
Well, there's two kinds of human team. You've got standard humans or imperial nobility.
What one's stronger and better?
I can't answer that because I've played humans. I've never played imperial nobility.
I'm just going to do normal humans then.
I know for a fact though that humans can take ogres, or an ogre,
Wow.
but you have to buy the ogre separately, unfortunately.
And take down numbers.
You can take a single ogre, yes.
How?
How?
Yeah.
They're bought.
What, the ogres?
No, it's like a football team. They've just hired an ogre.
Yeah.
That's it. They've just hired an ogre. I tell you, it will probably be a very, very strong team. Skaven.
Yeah.
They'd be a very, very strong team.
I'd go for
What, Skaven?
Yeah.
You'd want to do rats.
that.
Okay. I can see you doing that. What about you, Mummy? What team would you want to do? Although I already know the answer.
Well, I've played vampires. They were really difficult to understand how to work.
Yeah, because they're not a starter team.
No, I know. Ow.
They're not a starter team, and you was like, I want to play as vampires. Go for it. And then you get the absolute crap beaten out of you by me playing as Skaven because I knew what I was doing and you had no idea. I did tell you, you're sure?
Well, you're not going to learn anything by going the easy way, are you?
No, that is true. That is very, very true.
Yeah.
I know you wanted to do Amazonians at one point, didn't you?
Yeah, 'cause they look really interesting.
But I don't know if they've been properly released yet, or if they have, it will only be on Forge World. They're one of those teams that will be on Forge World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't actually had much time to look at them, really.
I don't know if there's anything new that's come out on Forge World for Blood Bowl, but because they get some stuff for Aeronautica as well and Necromunda teams. Let's see what teams. Wolfenberg script. Some extra stuff for existing teams. Oh, some of their stuff's no longer available. Okay.
Was it?
Yeah. There's nothing on Forge World ready for Blood Bowl. So, but Blood Bowl's a really fun game because it's just so silly.
Yeah.
It's such a silly game. I know one thing that Demaster's really looking forward to, and so am I, if it does come out and they do it, and hopefully they will, is Battlefleet Gothic. Do you know what Battlefleet Gothic is, boy?
That'd be amazing.
No.
Battlefleet Gothic is 40k, but it's space battles.
Yeah, like Star Trek.
Not really like Star Trek, but I get you thinking. The ships aren't like the ships in Star Trek.
Yeah. Like
No,
that.
they're not. They're not like the ships in Star Trek. They're bigger, a lot bigger. Like the smallest Imperial ship is about the size of the largest Star Trek ship, if not bigger. Look.
What's the biggest Star Trek ship?
To my knowledge, biggest Starfleet ship ever built, to my knowledge, was the Galaxy class.
Galaxy class.
Yes, you know Really big one.
Yeah.
In fact, even ball cubes are small in 40k.
That is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Scale 13.
Yep. And even they're small in comparison to like other ships in 40k. Like, I think the biggest Imperial ships are the Gloriana class, who are like 16 kilometers long.
16
Yeah. Which is like almost here to the next town. No, 16 kilometers is a lot further than from mine to yours. That's not 16 kilometers, boy.
What is?
From here to Folkestone is about 16 kilometers, give or take.
A pound.
About, give or take, a few meters.
Yeah, like here to Namington.
No, that's a lot less than 16 kilometers, mate.
How many kilometers is that?
I don't know because I've never measured that distance, but it's a lot less than 16 kilometers.
How do you measure distance?
Here we go. How do you measure distance?
Yeah.
Well, you take one point and you take another point, and you see how far the two distances are. Because you have different like scales of measurement, like centimeters, meters.
Kilometers.
Like a kilometer is 1,000 meters.
Wow.
Yeah.
How much is 1 foot?
I don't. We've gone over this before because I remember the conversation. I don't know.
This is 12 inches, which is the standard size of a 30 centimetre ruler, guys. Come on.
Yeah, I don't do feet. Nobody does feet anymore. The only people that do feet are people from the country like you.
Well, someone's got to, because apparently after you, Ingrid, don't know what you're doing.
But yeah, that's why. Feet aren't really used anymore except by people from the country, okay, mate? Why?
The measuring kitchens.
Because it's an outdated form of measurement. See, this, ladies and gentlemen, is the kind of conversations I have with my with my godson. How is it outdated? Because it's an old form of measurement that is drastically different in each country. Like a foot in America is a different length to a foot in the UK. And it is, and you can't say it isn't.
No, but then if you go back to the 60s and beyond, a foot from then and a foot from now are two inches out.
Yeah, because they have actually changed, because no one seems to be able to make their mind up how long a bloody foot is.
Yeah, well, no, my bed is out of that era, and when I measured it to put the new mattress in it, there was about 3 inches difference. So they're 6x4 and our 6x4.
No way. No feffing way. Midnight, did you know that the Plastic Sister Squad is no longer... The 10-woman Plastic Sister Squad is no longer available online? Midnight.
Well, when was that?
Hello? Hello?
Hi.
I think we've lost Midnight for whatever reason.
Yeah, she thinks that she came out.
No, she hasn't come out.
Sorry, I think that's because I'm on my phone. We've been having technical difficulties. Hold on. I'll get my phone up.
Did you unplug your headphones by accident again?
No. I completely dropped out of the podcast.
Okay, well, for some reason, the 10-woman Plastic Sisters squad is no longer available online.
Have they run out?
Sorry, it was 11. It's 11 Citadel miniatures, but one of those is a cherub. No idea. No, because it doesn't say out of stock. It says no longer available online.
Oh, is it available just to order?
No, it's you can't even you can't order it or anything. The only option that comes up for it is to share it or to like share the post.
Oh, fair enough.
Like share the thing. But yeah, it's no longer available online apparently. That's like a standard box though.
Unless they're changing the box.
What's like putting different upgrades in it or something?
Highly possible.
It just fucking came out. Why are they changing it already? This
Possibly the same issues that they have with Solange.
why? Because they're not even
I don't know.
they're not
I
even
haven't
overly sexualized or anything. Or I don't think
probably talk to our guy in Games Workshop later and find out some information on that one.
yeah, because that's weird. That's like a standard tactical box being unavailable. Because you can still buy all of the older like box sets of like 10 Space Marines and everything like that. Even Devastators are still available. So that's weird. So boy,
Yeah.
would you still be? Are you interested in learning how to play 40k in and of itself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am really, really interested.
Okay. Who do you want your first game to be against? Do you know who your first game should be against?
Who?
Eyebrows.
Yeah.
He's the best person to play first time round.
Because he's super easy to beat.
No, that's not why. Because he isn't. He isn't the easiest person to beat. The reason Eyebrows is the best person to play first time round is because he's not a jackass when you play him.
Who's the easiest person to lose?
Who's the easiest person to beat?
Yeah.
Your mother.
Let's go mummy then.
No, because the reason you need to play somebody that knows the rules first time around, and no offense, Midnight, but you don't know the rules.
No, I don't.
Which is why you play out Eyebrows first. Okay? He won't go all out on you. He'll teach you the rules. Okay?
Okay.
After Mummy, I'd say the next easiest person to beat in 40k is the Master, actually. But that's because he has nothing but bad luck if he gets close to you.
How?
I don't know how he gets more luck whenever he does a firing line than whenever he gets up close and personal with you. He's always had that. It's weird. I've never known an Orc player to have the bad luck he does.
Yeah.
After that, the next worst player is easily Shadow Dragon.
Yeah.
Easily Shadow Dragon, because he's not very good.
And he's also
No, that's not Shadow Dragon.
Shadow has Necrunch.
Who? Who does?
Braves has Tau.
Yeah, Braze has Tau.
Who has next one? I can't remember.
We
who-
can't use his actual name on here. Okay?
Okay.
You're better off typing it to him.
Yeah. I would use actual names, but I can't, so I'm just going to type it to you.
Okay. Just put it in.
I have
There you go.
jelly babies over here.
I've sent it to you as a message.
Okay.
No offence to any of our listeners, but we don't use actual names. Well, we try not to use actual names. Do you see the message?
Yeah, I've seen it. Came up on the
Yeah,
bottom right hand of
Yeah.
the screen.
yeah. Do you know who it is now?
Yeah.
Right.
I remember the name. Just I forgot the account name.
Yeah. Well, he's never been a member of the clan because he's not in the group anymore, is he?
No.
And he's probably the next easiest person in 40k.
Yeah.
I'm
Definitely.
I'd say I'm so average that it's not even funny. I can have great games, I can have terrible games, and everything in between. Because I know for a fact you might agree with this, Midnight. There's been games where I've absolutely dominated, and there's been games where I haven't been able to do anything.
Yeah. Yeah, you have. Sorry, I'm munching my way through a bag of jelly babies. There are a million ones. I'm through.
Fair enough.
I picked them up while I was shopping today.
Why not? Well, we're probably going to leave it for there now because it has gone over the 1 hour mark. I would like to thank the boy for joining us. Thank you for your insights. We'll have to do it again sometime.
He's trying to my jelly baby.
Yeah, I knew that would happen. He's trying to instead of talking on the bloody podcast that he wanted to do, he's trying to pinch jelly babies.
Priorities, right?
Wait until you come off.
Why?
Midnight, leave him some jelly babies. Don't eat all of them.
I won't eat all of them.
Yes, you will.
Um.
Right. Thank you very much for joining us. Do you want to do this again sometime, boy?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We will definitely do this again because it will be a lot of fun. Well, I've enjoyed myself. Next episode should be coming up within a week or so. It'll probably just be me and Midnight, and we'll be covering online gaming amongst other things, such as like gaming news and everything like that we think is relevant. So thank you very much for joining us. Say goodbye, boy.
As well as I might also be going with next time. I might be doing it next time.
No, you won't because it'll be after your bedtime. Say goodbye, Midnight.
Bye.
We'll catch you all in the next podcast. Thank you very much.